Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about movie theaters and if they should be opening anytime soon. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because, as you know, movie theaters have been closed for quite some time. The last movie I saw in theaters was Onward, the Pixar film starring Chris Pratt and Tom Holland, as well as some other actors that are recognizable. That was the last movie, and that was in early March. I was supposed to go see Mulan as well, but then that got pushed back. Everything closed down, and we haven't had no movies in a while. And now it's June, and this is the longest I've probably been out of the theaters. The before this, it was probably a month, but man, I never thought we'd be out of the theaters for this long. Or at least I've been hoping we wouldn't. And we have been. And, you know, theaters are starting to open back up this July. There's already some movies scheduled, although sometimes it seems like when we're getting closer to those films, some movies get pushed back. Again. Like Tenet was supposed to be the first big movie that was going to be coming out this year. Or this summer, and then it got pushed back 2 weeks, and now Mulan is once again the first one that we might be seeing this summer. Maybe. I know there's a Russell Crowe movie coming out on July 1st, but that doesn't look like a movie that's interesting to me, so I might skip out on that one. But like Mulan and Tenet are like the two right now I can't wait to check out, but at the same time I'm a little hesitant because I'm going to admit, you hear about some of these spikes popping back up and with COVID-19. And it does concern me a little bit because I do want to go to the theater again, but I want to know that everything doesn't get fully crowded where I might contain it and then pass it on to people that I know. Because now some places in Ontario and Canada and the States are easing up on restrictions, and I know in Ontario we're doing this thing called certain places in Ontario are doing this thing where like you can go with and see your loved ones again, but make sure you're in a circle. They're calling it a shared circle of 10 people, 10 people that you know. Or at least go up to, you can have a room full of 10 people, and that's your circle of people that you can continuously visit, and slowly they'll obviously expand from there, and which is cool. But how are they going to contain all of this everywhere else? Because as you can see, even when I'm driving home from work to home, I see people out and about and hanging out in large crowds. You see it on the news. People are going to the beaches still. People are going to parks still, crowding up the place. Obviously, these protests that are going on, although it looks like a lot of people are being safe at the protests, they're wearing masks at least, so masks can help, tone down the risk factor of it all. But when it comes to theaters, how do they control this? Are they going to allow a limited amount of people in the theaters? I think that's the only way you could do it. And then you're going to have to wonder, well, how limit do you make it? Because you want the movie to still do successful in the theaters, right? And something like Mulan, which apparently the rumor is that it's over 200 million, the budget. So they're going to need a lot of money because movies have to double their budget and how much they make in the box office. And if you limit the theater count, will the movie be able to sustain life in there? So there's a lot of complications, and that's why the studios are pretty nervous about this. The first one out of the gate is the first one that's going to have to test the waters. And I know that Warner Brothers is going to be releasing Inception in the place of where Tenet was originally supposed to be, to kind of like invite people back. Will an old movie be enough to invite people back? Inception is a great movie, but that doesn't mean that people will run out to go see it, especially if they're like me and they have it already at home. Why am I going to spend $18 on a movie that I've I already have, and that I can just pop it in the safety and comfort of my own home. These are the things it's all gonna determine on. Will a newer film be able to pull people out? Now, I'm happy that Ontario is actually one of the places that's doing well on putting down this whole virus. Where we're still one of the higher provinces in Canada, but from my understanding, it's going low. I keep track on those numbers almost every day. Because I need to know when we're almost there, and it seems like there's lower and lower increases of what's going on, and maybe by July we will be okay. I don't know, but you hear about things in the States. The States sounds iffy once in a while, so it's like there's some states that are doing great. There's some states that are doing terrible. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a tough situation, and I'm really hoping that things get in control. I'm actually hoping that we get a vaccine sooner rather than later. They're saying maybe January, maybe 2 years from now. We can't go on like this for 2 years, and I understand that. And hopefully, the theaters will open soon, and we'll be back in the comfort of our own homes. Or at least the movie fans will be in the comfort of their own homes. It's the general audience. Did they care enough to go to the theater, crowded with a group of people? It's just like there's a lot of questions there. And personally, I'm always keeping an eye out for what the reports are coming in from the government. Because they're the ones that have the info, and I know there's like this debate about some people not believing what the government is saying, and some people are. I believe what the government is telling us. I have to. I don't see no reason to lie about something like this. It's just what it is, and we just have to, do what's necessary to eventually get well again. And look, at the end of the day, movies are not that important. We can always watch them later on in life if we don't see it in the theaters. We love movies. Movies help us escape from reality. They allow us to escape from our burdens or our stress, the things that bother us in real life. It allows us that 2 hours of freedom of not having to think about the bullshit that goes on in our lives. So I'm hoping for the best. So with that being said, guys, tell me your thoughts. Are you going to be rushing out to the theaters in July, or are you going to be like some other people that are planning, you know what, you guys go test the waters first, because there needs to be lab rats. Maybe I'll be one of those lab rats, because I really want to see Mulan. I really want to see Tenet. These are movies that are interesting to me. That I'm interested in, especially Mulan, because before COVID-19, Mulan was already getting good word of mouth from people who got to see it early. Some people even saying it was the best of the live-action Disney remakes so far. So, I don't know, man. I know some people are going to be different about it. So with that being said, comment below, like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and let's hope things get better very soon. And please stay safe, guys. And with that being said, I'm out of here. Take care.